Hello, everyone, and welcome into today's Is This Your Person reading, where we'll be taking a look at the energy of a specific situation. So, as always, remember, take only what resonates. If this doesn't seem to be matching up with your storyline, then this isn't for you. But if it does seem to be fitting with what your scenario is, then there's a message here for you. So, let's go ahead and get started and see what all comes out. All right, and remember, go ahead and click that subscribe and notification bell if you want to be alerted about the new videos that are posting. So I did do the ones for the second half of March. I'm going to be doing some special ones coming up for the eclipses. There's that lunar eclipse. It's a Libra lunar eclipse on the 25th. So that's on Monday. I'll be doing a special reading for that. I'll also be doing special ones for the solar eclipse on the 8th, as well as twin flame readings and some other varieties of readings for you. So let's go ahead and jump in and see what comes up. So in the recent past in this situation, we have the Magician and we have Temperance in reverse. So the Magician, remember, is about transmuting lead into gold. It's about changing some of those lower vibration energies into higher vibration. And then with our Temperance in reverse, this card is about the fact that there's been imbalances. So it looks like within this situation, one of you has been doing a lot more work in terms of I guess, processing some of these imbalances. So there is an imbalance, and one person is, I guess I would say, maybe pulling more of the weight and feeling like they're having to take this negative energy that's there in the relationship and feeling like they have to be the one that's doing most of the work to transform it, into something more palatable, more peaceful. So that's where you've been. Now let's take a look at what the current energy is. Currently sitting in the Knight of Wands in reverse with the Ace of Wands in reverse as well. So Knight of Wands in reverse is a little bit of this like anger and recklessness. So I think there's some frustration going on when there's an imbalance like that it feels, for the person who feels like they're having to do all the work, there's some anger there. And then with your Ace of Wands in reverse, it's feeling like there's some lost chances and maybe some promises that hadn't been followed through on. Some of it as well could also be, this Knight of Wands energy could be both of you. So the person who's maybe bringing more of this denser energy, more of this lower vibrational energy, maybe they have a lot of this anger or arrogance built up within them, like, well, of course you should be doing all of this because look at how great I am. So there could be some of this anger on both sides. Now let's take a look and see what the future energy, or like the incoming energy, looks like, and then we'll talk a little bit more about this. So there's the incoming energy is Four of Wands and then Six of Swords in reverse. So your Six of Swords in reverse is, there's kind of these feelings of being stuck and like resisting positive change, but the change that wants to come in is the Four of Wands, which for anybody who's on a twin flame journey, Four of Wands, this 1111, is symbolic of twin flame union or reunion. And this is like this celebration, this happy family energy, but one of the partners here is really resisting that. So there's this sense of resisting positive change. Now, take this however it works within your relationship. It could be a matter of, the person who's maybe getting burned out, that they're feeling like they're doing all the work. Maybe like, you know what, I'm tired of doing all the work. Like, why do I have to do all the work? And the other one has turned the corner and is saying, no, but let's do this. Let's get this happy, positive energy back in here. So let's pull a couple more cards about this future energy and see what else comes in. Like, let's see what this resistance to the positive change is about, because Four of Wands energy is very, very positive. So let's see what this Six of Swords in reverse is about, please. So we have Six of Cups, and then we have Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So your Six of Cups energy is going to be kind of this sense of nostalgia or tradition. And then your Queen of Pentacles in reverse is going to be a little bit of this like greedy selfishness. So maybe, if it's about tradition, the party that's resisting could be saying, no, I have this vision of what I want the relationship to look like. That's what I've been trying to transform it into. And, I just don't want that. I don't want that imbalance. Also, sometimes an imbalance is if it's too, I'll call it too traditional of a dynamic. It could be that one of the two of you wants, I'll call it like the 1940s housewife type of thing, where there does become this imbalance where the man is the head of the relationship, is the one leading it, and the woman just sits at home and cooks and cleans and doesn't have as strong of a voice. So it could be that sort of tradition, and that could be the imbalance. But it could also just be an imbalance of whatever this person is who's doing all of this work, trying to transform the relationship. They're trying to transform it into what works for them and what they're seeing as kind of these, traditional nostalgic values. And the other person is saying, no, we can get to this happiness without doing that. Like we don't have to have it that way, but there is kind of this like greedy, selfish energy of, no, but this is what I want. This is why I'm trying to transform us in this direction. So, so let's take a look and see with this what the ultimate outcome is. So these are kind of the forces that are pushing up against each other. Is one partner saying, hey, let's try to bring in this happy, blissful harmony, and the other one saying, wait, but no, like I have this other idea, this sense of, how I want the relationship to look. And I'm resisting the change that you're trying to bring in because I'm trying to bring in a different picture. So, so let's take a look and see maybe 6 months out. Let's see what it looks like the energy is, because usually this future energy is kind of incoming, very soon. But let's take a look at 6 months out. What does that energy look like? The World in reverse, the Tower, and Three of Pentacles. So the World in reverse is about, like, there's a sense of delays and frustration. Sometimes it's like seeking closure, because the World is that card of fulfillment. You've achieved something, you've gotten to the end, you've completed something, but it's almost like seeking closure, like, hey, this isn't going the way I thought. And the Tower, meaning that something big is going to be changing. But the Three of Pentacles is this collaboration, this teamwork. This is also sometimes viewed as a twin flame card, that it's, divine masculine, divine feminine, and spirit coming together. So, those two together, it's like it's trying to push things in a positive direction, but something has to change, like something, and it's almost like whatever this cycle is, and it's tied to these traditional nostalgic values, like that has to be leveled, because that I guess disconnect there in terms of what one partner sees as the ideal future that they're trying to work towards, that's this imbalance, because that's not what the other partner sees. So it's not necessarily that the other partner doesn't want to have a good, happy, positive relationship. It's a matter of the view of what does that good, happy, positive relationship look like is different. So the Tower coming in is kind of leveling that out. Like, okay, you're not going to be able to have a happy, peaceful relationship if you two are butting heads about what does that even look like. So let's pull some oracle cards and see what other additional guidance or thoughts or insight comes through here. All right, we'll pull two of these. Purpose, I know what I'm here to do. And failure, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. So some of this could be a matter of if you're failing to have the right communication about it, or any sort of meaningful communication, that if some of this magician work is being done behind the scenes, like trying to transform the relationship behind the scenes, there needs to be more communication about it in terms of why are you trying to do that. Let's take a look. We'll pull a couple of romance oracle cards as well. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to. And then finances and career. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So as I mentioned, it could be that that really traditional structure is that, you know, the man goes to work and the woman stays home. And there could be some financial and career issues in there. Like, you know, if you're the female that's being told, oh, well, why don't you stay home and work, or stay home, you don't need to work, that's a man's job to take care of that, that you're kind of pushing back like, but wait a second, I have a career, like I want to keep a career, and financially it's good for the both of us. So so that could be part of it. So that was a jumper card. Take more time to meditate, make your gratitude journal, and practice makes permanent. So some of this is a matter of, and if you watch the channel, when this card comes out, I always say, you know, make sure that what you're doing on a regular basis, the small gestures that you're doing on a regular basis, like make sure that you're doing them the way you actually want them to play out. So like, for example, if you're practicing a musical instrument, but you're just kind of like rushing through the song and just, you know, and not really focusing on having crisp notes and exactly the right tone and all of that. When you go to perform it, you're not going to be able to perform it as well because you've been practicing in a sloppy way. So if you're, you know, if you need to have a serious conversation here, in terms of, you know, make the effort, have some communication about it. If you're going over what you're going to say in your head, like make sure you're saying it how you want to say it for real, because practice makes permanent. The more you say it to yourself, the more likely you are to say it that way to your partner. And then with take more time to meditate and make your gratitude journal, the meditation will also help with the purpose here, like that you know what you're here to do. And maybe it's a situation where if you feel like there's pressure within the relationship for one person to stay home and abandon their career, it could be that that's tied into purpose, that one partner has a sense of purpose when they have this career, when they have this job. So you need to make sure you're on the same page as to what does a happy, successful relationship look like? Like, what are the key components there? And take some time to meditate on that. And even asking yourself, why do you feel that these are important components? One of the things as well, when we're looking at this Three of Pentacles, this is about collaboration and teamwork. So teamwork and figuring out how to get your relationship on track in a way that's comfortable for both of you. But also this kind of goes with purpose, that a lot of times this is seen when you're looking at it from a twin flame perspective. This is the divine coming in to get the twins on purpose. So, you know, since pentacles are related to your resources, whether that's time, money, energy, how do you both align your energy in the same direction to fulfill this purpose? One of the big things too I've been focusing a lot on lately in the daily reads on the channel, when we talk about our gratitude journal, it's not just a matter of, oh, it was a great day today. You know, I got a promotion at work. I got a new client. You know, I got this great new haircut. You know, things like that. It's also, even when you have challenges and struggles, especially when you're able to see them, putting that in your gratitude journal, you know, thank you, or I'm grateful for the insight to be able to solve this problem. I'm grateful for the experiences that the universe has provided me in order to help me grow. So sometimes when things are challenging, and that's the time when it's harder sometimes to be grateful, when you feel like things are this big major challenge. But that is when it's particularly important to be grateful. So that was those cards. Let's pull a timing card to see when it looks like this is coming. And resolution is not really the right word, but like with this Tower moment, when things kind of get levels set. Let's see if there's a time frame on that Tower moment. Longer than you think. So it's almost like And I was kind of looking at energy 6 months out, so could be around then, summer. So some of this, when I was thinking like kind of for some of this to level out a little bit, it may take longer than you think to get through this tower, but it looks like in the summer is when things are going to start to kind of come to a head. But it's not a bad thing, because you need to have a discussion about this if you're not on the same page as your partner in terms of what does a happy, successful relationship look like in the future. So I'm going to pull a couple of tiles here. Oh, I guess I pulled 6, and we'll see with any of these. Maybe these are the initials of you or your partner. We can see soon. So it looks like some of this is going to be happening soon, in terms of being able to work through some of this. And like I said, with this practice makes permanent, since it looks like there is communication that needs to happen about this, because there's some conflicting ideas about what does a happy, positive future look like, or a happy, stable relationship. Start practicing for that. Meditate to ask your guides for help in seeing the situation clearly. So look for clarity, and start working on how do you want to approach this topic? How do you want to talk about it? And if there's certain things that you want to make sure that you say, especially if you get distracted during conversations, practice saying it out loud, because especially word choice is so important. And if you have a few phrases that you really want to make sure you get across, make sure that you're practicing them so that it rolls off your tongue more easily, and you're not maybe stumbling over your words and saying something in a manner that you don't want to say it. So that's what's coming through here for today. So if this feels like it's your story, hopefully this has been helpful for you. And like I said, make sure to hit that subscribe and notification bell if you want to be alerted as to when the new videos are coming out. And otherwise, I wish you peace and joy along your journey. Until next time.